Hello, welcome. This is our first episode of GIS Cast. I have to introduce myself since this is episode 1. So my name is Ben McBride. I am a PY3 teacher here at GIS in Sao Paulo, and I'll be your host, at least for 1 week. If you don't see me next week, it's because I did a terrible job. So we'll find out. These episodes will be coming out regularly. And we'll see how often that is. But for our very first episode, we are very excited to have a VIP with us today, if I can call you that. And we have here Marco Consoni, and I will let him introduce what he does here for GIS. So take it away.
Hi, Ben. Nice to see you. And I'm happy to visiting São Paulo for my many times now. Mm-hmm. Okay, I am the partner and promoter of the GIS group of schools, internationals. Okay, and this was our first baby, our first school, which we opened in 2019. So I am an entrepreneur in other field, mainly in interior decoration and furniture manufacture. But at one point in my life, I was turning to come into the educational development, mainly for personal reasons, for my family, for my student. And that goes back to 2002, when my first daughter had to attend the primary school. And I want for my kids the best education possible in the world, and I will explain you why later, but I was very interested on the IB curriculum. And at that time, I was living in Como, and the only school providing the IB curriculum was the International School of Milan. So I went in 2001 to enroll my daughter in the International School of Milan. And they told me that was fully booked and impossible, etc. So I went home and I was very upset and tried to find a solution, because for me, the main task was to give a good education for my children. And after a few weeks, I had a dinner with some friends. I was living in an area, Como area, where there is a lot of international families. And I found out that a lot of them, they had the same problem, let's say. So I decided, okay, why don't I open a school for my children and for my friends' children and for whoever has the same needs of us, to give the best education. And after a while, I went back to the owners of the International School of Milan and tell them, listen, I have an idea. I would like to invest and open an international school in Como for my family, for my friends, and for the people of the region. Can you help us with the development and the curriculum, because I'm not in the educational field? So I need your support. And the owner of International School of Milan at the time, Mr. Paolo Formiga, told me, oh, why not? It's a good idea. And that's how we started. So in 2001, we founded an International School of Italy, and the first school of the International School of Italy, which was the International School of Como, that opened in 2002 with about 20 students, which were 3 of my children, 2 of my sister, 5 of my friends, and that was it. That was the beginning of my passion in education. That was what brought me into the education. And after that, the International School of Como had a great success. Now it's a school with a continuum IB curriculum, 400 students, a big campus that I built in 2010-11. And passionate to the educational field. A friend of mine has the same idea for Bologna, and we opened the International School of Bologna. Then I moved to Lugano in Ticino area with my little last daughter, and I opened the International School of Ticino in 2013. Okay, then to come to GIS, because we're not a GIS, then this group of schools, International Schools of Italy, were the International School of Milan, owned by the International School of Europe, was sold to a equity fund group, which is Inspire. That was in 2016. So this group, educational equity funds group, became our partner 20%. And he pushed, and my partner decided to sell in 2017 the group of International School of Italy with the International School of Como, International School of Ticino. That's why in 2018, I couldn't stay out of the educational field because it became my passion, really. And I founded, with some other friends and some friends of the first experience, GIS, Group of International School, Swiss SA, with the aim of open some boutique high standard school in the world. And we look around the market, where was the necessity of an IB school in the world, because I couldn't do it in Europe for 3 years due to a non-compete clause. And it came out that the best market were China and Brazil. My wife is Brazilian. So education brought me to Brazil. And I went around the whole country. I went to Rio, I went to Brasilia, I went to Ribeirão Preto, I came to São Paulo. And at the end, I decided that the best place to open the first GIS international school, IB school, would have been São Paulo, and in the center of São Paulo, in Moema. And I'm very happy to be here and share this experience with you today. Thank you.
I'm very happy personally that you did as well, because I wouldn't be here without GIS either. I'm curious about one word that like really sticks out to me, and I've always been curious, is the word boutique, right? And I'm so interested because GIS Sao Paulo is intentionally a boutique school. I've worked at schools before that are boutique, but they want to be a big school, right? And the mood here in GIS, the atmosphere and the culture is the culture of a small or a boutique school. Why was that part of your goal? What is special about a boutique school for you?
Okay, boutique for us means many things. Principle means tailor-made. So the student is at the center of our project. So every student has his own needs, his own capacity, his own goals, etc. And if you have a huge school, you cannot follow 1,000 students one by one with a proper teacher mentoring them, etc. So that was the idea of having small school where everybody knows each other. The teacher knows all the children of the school. The principal interact with the family. Is a small community. Is a boutique in the sense of small and tailor-made. That's the thing. And I think that until now we are achieving this goal, and we will continue that way. That's also why in the principle of GIS we don't want to have big schools. We would like also to divide the school in 2 campuses, one for the little one, which has their own needs, and one for the older one. So let's say 2 to 10, and then 10 to 17 or 18 in the graduation, because I think that in that way we can fulfill better their needs, and it can be a better community that all know each other, etc., etc. So that was the principle of the boutique school, which is not snobbish, is just tailor-made and to follow properly the children. Probably in Lugano is going to be a different way, because it's going to be a bigger campus, but divided in 4 sections. So it will follow also the boutique idea.
Tell us a little more about Lugano, because I know there's some exciting developments in Switzerland and in Italy. Can you share with us what's been going on there?
Okay, before Lugano, I would say that GIS that started in 2018 was founded the holding, opened GIS São Paulo in 2019. And after that, the idea was to create a group of international schools around the world. So in 2020, I will tell you that experience later, but we opened the GIS, the International School of Monza. Now, our new project is in 2025 September. We have 2 big openings, which they're going to be the second campus of the International School of Monza. So it's going to be the secondary school campus and for the middle school and the high school. And we're launching the GIS, the International School of Lugano, where I live and where my last daughter will attend the first MYP class. So it's tailor-made to all the students, including my children. So that's what bring me to excel in education and to bring the best educational curriculum, let's say.
And I know you've got to be very, very busy personally because you've got 3 projects all being developed, all growing at the same time. You are in Sao Paulo, I assume, for a particular reason, not just for a social visit. Is there anything you can share with us about developments going on here in Sao Paulo?
Okay, first of all, I have to say that, yes, I'm very busy, but I have to thanks our team, GIS team, because when I started in 2018, I wouldn't have started this new experience in the education if I didn't have on my side the educational advisor and director that we have. We have Mr. Terry Haywood as educational advisor of the group, which was the one who brought the IB in Italy. So he was working for International School of Milano, etc. So he was our advisor from the beginning. And Miss Emanuela Ferloni, which is with us since International School of Como in 2003, she's the group educational director. So I've never been an educational person. I'm passionate in education, but I let the people that knows and they work in education since 20, 30, 40 years to deal with that curriculum part, etc. Of course, I'm part of the decision with the board and everything, but they are the leaders of the education. Regarding the development, yes, in the development, I take more involvement. I involve myself more. And we have the 2 campuses, like you say, and I came here because every school always has to develop and to grow. So we're planning an expansion, of course, with GIS São Paulo, one that will be probably announced very, very soon by our principal, Mr. Rodrigo de Souza, and I'm proud to announce that we're going to finalize it in the next few weeks, and it's going to be an extension of the existing campus here in Moema. We're going to add 400, 600 square meters, so 50% expansion. And we're also planning a longer term expansion, which will come in 2027 when let's say the primary school will finish. So I'm here to see these 2 things and to see how the school is doing and to meet our teachers, our principal, and make sure that you have all what it needs to give the best possible education to our students.
Well, you guys heard it here first. Breaking news here on the podcast. I'm very excited. All the teachers and students here are really excited about the renovations and the expansions that are going to happen. A lot of new space to explore, and everybody's very curious what's going to go where. How big is my library going to be, etc.
Yeah, huge.
I hope so. I want to go back to kind of the founding of GIS when GIS was first kind of born, because I've always been really interested in the vision and mission statement of a school. I've worked in a variety of schools, and one thing that I'm always looking for is whether the vision and mission statement really are reflected in what happens in the school, right? Whether the teachers reflect that, whether the students reflect that, can we really feel that vision? And in GIS, I think more than any school that I've been with, you can see everywhere the vision and the mission statement kind of coming alive in the school. So I'm curious, and I'm going to read a couple of quick phrases from that. I'm not sure if everybody listening has read the vision and mission statement, but I'll read just a couple of phrases from that I think really stick out. You mentioned already child-centered, holistic, inquiry-based, independent learners, compassion for human beings and their diverse backgrounds, active members of their communities. That's all from the mission. And then from the vision, we get things like critical thinking, growth mindset, creative and problem-solving minds, and a sense of citizenship. So to me, as an IB teacher in the PYP, I recognize a lot of phrases that come from the learner profile, that kind of inquiry-based mindset. So what I wonder is whether, like, chicken and egg, which came first in the development of the mission and the vision statement? Was it inspired by IB, or was IB chosen to fit the mission and the vision statement that you had in mind for the school? Sorry,
Okay,
big question,
nice
long
question. Yeah, long question.
But-
Okay, to answer your question, I think we have to go back decades.
Please
Okay.
take us back.
Because I have to go back to my childhood when I went to study high school in Geneva. I attended my high school at the International School of Geneva, where the IB, at the time that I was there, was founded. So I was so lucky to be in the school where the IB curriculum was founded. And since that time, I thought that was a great curriculum and would have been the future of the education. And we're talking about, I think we were in the late 70s. So long time ago. And I always had this in mind for my children, even if I was still a young student. So when it happened to have my daughter starting the primary, the idea was the IB. So when I founded before GIS ISI, of course, the IB was the idea of the mission and the vision. But what is in there to give the best education for my children? And in my opinion, after consulting with our educational advisor, director, etc., we came out with the decision that it was. And that's why a lot of the IB, let's say, principle are embedded in our mission and vision. But at the end of the day, what we want for our student is the best possible education, which is the IB, is to empower them to grow as much as they can in what specific they like, and to make them able to be long life learner and to make a better world. So if you go also to the GIS values, you will see also all this embedded in there: human principle, multilingualism, long life learner, etc., etc. So our educational mindset is a lot based on the IB curriculum. Nevertheless, going with the time, for example, in GIS that we didn't have it in the ISI group, we embedded also for the little one the principle of the ratio approach.
Right.
Because we look around what is best for our student and for our children, including mine. And at one point, we decided that for the little one, the ratio approach was a plus to be included in the IB approach for the early years. And we have included that one. And I don't know, maybe in 5 years there will be something new, and we have a big attention on the new sort of education and principle to give always the best to our students.
I see. So the IB really provides the foundation, and Reggio provides the foundation, but all of that is dynamic, right?
Yes,
all of that kind
exactly.
of grows with the times.
Exactly.
And as we know, the education world moves quickly. So I know as a teacher, when I get to work individually with students. So when I see a student realize a new skill, or, go through a challenging moment and come out the other side of it, with some growth, those are really important moments to me because they remind me why I'm here, right? It's hard work being a teacher, but those moments remind me of kind of my why, right? So I'm always interested when I talk to someone with a different perspective on education. What kind of moments for you connect you back to your motivation?
Okay.
It's a tough question.
Yeah, it's a tough question, and there is so many years that gone and so many things happen. So I could explain a lot of things that make my motivation rise, etc. First of all, the happiness that I see the children when they come to our schools, or the parents that they say to me, "Oh, Mr. Consoni, Saturday and Sunday, my kids crying because there is no school," and this is something that gives me a lot of pleasure. And then you have moments, also challenging moments, that you have to reflect and say, "Oh, what shall I do? I want to do something for these things or for the other." To give you a recent idea, okay? two major cases that happened in the last 4 years. Okay, one was the COVID. Okay, when COVID started, GIS São Paulo just started because we opened in 2000 January 19 and COVID came in February 20. So we had a fantastic first year here. We had about 50 students, break even, always going good, and then COVID came. And here the school were closing. Our children at the time, they were only from 3 to 6 years old, so no distance learning, etc. So a big decision had to be taken by me, by the board. Okay, what do we do? Because it was the unknown. Do we support it? Do we close and wait? What happened? Because in any case, the students were not coming to school. And we decided to support. And for 24 months, we had to support the school, paying the teacher, the rents and everything. And suffering a lot. But at the end, seeing the result today, it was the right decision. Because from 2023, when everything was over and Mr. Rodrigo joined us, everything is growing and bright and everything goes very well. Now, the other challenges was in 2020, in the middle of COVID, when São Paulo, GIS São Paulo was almost closed, let's say, because of the COVID things. I came to know that there was an international school in Monza that announced to the parents, and they had about 40 families, something like that, was closing down. They announced to the family in May that the school will not reopen in September, international school. And was exactly the time that my non-compete in Europe was ending. So I say, okay, I'm in deep trouble in São Paulo because of the COVID. There is this school here next to my area that is announcing closing down. All the parents crying and looking for new school, etc. And I call the board and I say, okay, what shall we do? Shall we save that school, save the children? We think it's something opposite on our principle to close the school and leave the student with no continuity. So end of June or beginning of July, we start and contact the owner of the school that they were closing down and tell them, why you're closing? Oh, because we have another school in Venice and here, and it's too far for us to follow. And then there is the COVID. You know, it was owned by a company which is on the stock market in Italy. So like an equity funds, it's all profit related.
Sure.
Okay, they are in education, but at the end, their main objective is EBITDA. Okay. For us, it's a little bit different. Of course, you have to make profit, because if you don't make profit, you close down the school. But it's also other things, other principles, like our values, etc. So at the end, we decided in 1st of July, we decided we're going to save the school. So July, August, we worked like crazy. And the 1st of September, the school reopened as GIS, the International School of Monza. And today we have over 100 students. We're opening the second campus. So this is an example of success of GIS.
I see.
Okay.
That's amazing. I had no idea about the history there with Monza. Just to close things out, I know I said last question, but I have one more, an easy one for you.
Okay.
You travel all over the place, right? Is there something when you arrive in Brazil, something you're looking forward to? Is there something special about Brazil that that excites you when you come to visit? Not about the school necessarily, just anything.
Okay, I have to say that I came to Brazil the first time. I came on holidays maybe 15 years ago. And then I came for the GIS venture, and I saw a lot of changes. Most of them very positive, and unfortunately some of them negative. Which is, I'm always passionate on nature, and you know, I think that you are the luckiest people in the world to have the biggest forest in the world, and I would like to have the world to help you to maintain it and not to happen what is happened slowly in the last few years. So this is something that that attract me to Brazil. Okay, and link me to Brazil, and think the whole world should be linked to Brazil, because you are our air.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to breathe through you. And I don't understand why the politicians, they don't take care about these things. And my first trip to Brazil, which goes back to, I think, the 90s, was to Manaus and in the Amazon. And I remember even the hotel I was there was on a resort on Palafite and things like that. So this is something that keep me attached to Brazil. And then I think it's so wonderful in the sense that it's a little world in a country. Because what you see around the world, you have different races, different different kind of cities, from the Amazon, from Brasilia, which is the top of the new capital in the 60s, from Rio with its history, from the starting of Salvador Bahia, where we European arrived at the beginning, was your capital. So I think there is so much to discover in Brazil that every time I came, I always take, especially in summer, I always take one extra week to go and visit a region of your country. So I really enjoy your country, and I think there is a huge potential in the world, and I love to discover it every time I come.
Wonderful. All right. Well, we're going to close on that note. So thank you so much to our guest, Mr. Consoni. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to talk with all of us today. It was really a pleasure. And I hope that those of you who are watching or listening tune in next time as well. We'll have another guest next month, maybe. We'll see. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All the best to GIS São Paulo and to the member of the community here. Bye. And see you very soon. I'm coming every 3-4 months. You will not get rid of me. Bye-bye.